Hello, I like reading and talking, and I really love running.
Hi, I'm Juliet Leonard, speech and language therapist here at Speech and Language Link, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Lakeland Virtual. So my colleague Yin and I are both speech and language therapists in the company, and together we are covering 105 miles over the next 12 days in aid of Books for Schools, which is the charitable part of Lakeland Virtual. They provide book vouchers, £150 book vouchers for participating schools to buy books. And as a company, we know that literacy and speech, language and communication are completely intertwined, and that children who have difficulties with literacy are likely to have underlying speech, language and communication needs, and that it really forms the basis for literacy development. So it's a charity and a cause which is very close to our hearts. So that explains the link there. But what's the link between running and reading? Well, they both start with an R and they're both verbs. But other than that, it's got me thinking. A couple of weeks ago, I learned a new word. And the word was to do with running, actually. It was the word petrichor, and that means it's the woody smell that you get after it's rained when you're out. And that smell it apparently increases your sense of well-being and is a really good smell for us. So I learnt a new word whilst I was out running, and it made me think about children and how they learn new words. And vocabulary, which is such an important part of reading books and sharing books, is also an important part of being outside and even running. So today on my run, I saw lots of lovely animals, lots of wonderful things to see that I could name and that I could learn about. So maybe this week you can either read a wintry book with a child, or maybe go for a wintry walk and talk about all the new vocabulary that they can see.
Hi, I'm Yin and I'm a speech and language therapist at Speech and Language Link. I'm also one of the 2 participants at Speech and Language Link taking part in the 100-mile Lakeland Challenge. So that's us completing together 100 miles, in fact 105 miles, over a total of 12 days prior to Christmas. We're doing pretty well so far. If you've checked us out, my colleague Juliet's done tons, so that's brilliant. And we are, I think we're still 6th on the leaderboard, which is fantastic. I was just about to clock some miles today, so I was going to do about 5 or 6 miles potentially, but it's literally been absolutely tipping it down. And there's another really massive black cloud coming this way. So I'm going to leave it for a bit and keep looking out my window to check the weather. Fingers crossed it's going to be okay, and if not, I suppose I just have to do it. And yeah, just wish me luck.
I'm going on a long run. It's going to be a tough one. What a beautiful day. I'm not scared. Uh-oh, a puddle. A large, deep puddle. I can't go over it. I can't go under it.
And the reason why our company has chosen to do this is because of the fundamental link between speech and language skills and literacy. So we really want to champion how important it is to boost up those speech and language skills to support literacy skills. So you can't really see me at the moment, but this is basically my favourite time to go for a run. It's really dark and really chilly, which I love, and best of all at the moment, there are some fantastic, really fantastic Christmas displays. So this reminds me of a time that a few years back, when I took my children for a festive run, and I gave them some headphones so that they could listen to some Christmas music while they were a little jog around the neighbourhood. And we stopped off at houses where there's some really beautiful decorations. and it gave us lots of opportunities to practice some really, really rich language. So we talked about the sparkling lights, the shimmering tinsel. We talked about the miniature Santa, and we used verbal reasoning skills. So we kind of pondered to ourselves, why was Santa climbing up the outside of the house? And where was his sleigh? And why was he there so early? So we'd have really interesting, imaginative conversations about that. So I brought this up because I thought this would be a lovely idea of an activity to share and recommend to your parents of the children at your school. You could say to them that, you know, maybe they could take a festive walk or a festive run if their children and parents are feeling particularly active, and stop off at the houses and describe between themselves, between children and parents, what they can see, using lovely rich vocabulary and practicing some great verbal reasoning skills as well, allowing the children to tap into their imaginations, and to really kind of link that to literacy skills. They could then go home and write about their festive walk or run, and that would be really great because they've already practiced that language beforehand, they've talked about it, they've had it introduced to them, some new words, and then they can put it down in writing next. So anyway, just some ideas for this festive period. Parents can do that during the holidays. And yeah, I better go now because it's getting quite late and getting really, really cold, and I've got quite a few more miles to complete.